I'm glad you seem well. Truly, fighting at Laezel's side. Vlaakith is clinging to power, but the tide is turning in our favor, battle by battle. I'm not quite used to riding on a dragon with Laezel yet. I tend to cling onto her waist for dear life. She makes the beast do barrel rolls every now and again to make me squeal. I wish I could see more of my parents, but we managed to stay in touch. They're well, settled at a cottage I found for them. Perhaps one day Laezel will have her fill of battle and we can go join them for good. I wonder what my parents would make of it, if they could see me. I'd like to think they'd be glad I was happy. Raising hells with Karlach in Avernus, of course. I'm surprised you can't smell the brimstone on me. It's not exactly the quiet life, but perhaps after all that happened with my parents, it's for the best if I keep busy. Still though, I hope Karlach and I can return for good someday. I wish I could see more of my parents, but we get by, and they're doing well for themselves. Perhaps one day both Karlach and I will be able to return for good. It's not exactly the quiet life, but perhaps after all that happened, it's for the best if I keep busy. Still though, I hope Karlach and I can return for good someday. But until then, I'm glad to be by her side. Or thrown over her shoulder on occasion if the odds turn against us. Between you and me, I've pretended to have a sprained ankle now and again for a ride on those muscles. I've been at Astarion's side. You'll have to forgive me if you catch me yawning. Given his aversion to the sun, we've had to keep unsocial hours in order to make the best of each other's company. That or very heavy drapes, but Astarion's fussy about his decor, so the cover of darkness is often the easiest option. My parents are close enough that I get to see them regularly. A little cottage outside the city. I need to make every moment with them count, after so much was stolen from us. I've been at Astarion's side. You'll have to forgive me if you catch me yawning. This is the latest in a long line of parties. He takes no rest for the wicked very seriously. Probably for the best that my parents aren't around to see me now. I'm not quite sure they'd approve of my choice of lover. At Wyll's side, of course. Honestly, I'm still not used to being married. It's almost a surprise every morning that I wake next to him. But a very pleasant surprise. And I get to see my parents almost every day. I need to make every moment with them count, after so much was stolen from us. But they're doing well, and are very pleased to have a son-in-law. Who knows? Perhaps they'll have grandchildren before long. I only wish my parents could have met him properly. But I think they know I'm happy. I can feel their presence when the moon is full. At Wyll's side in Avernus, of course. Be it in the heat of battle or the heat of the bedroll. Sorry, am I oversharing? I don't get much practice at polite conversation in that place, as I'm sure you can imagine. It's not exactly the quiet life, but perhaps after all that happened with my parents, it's for the best if I keep busy. I wish I could see more of my parents, but we get by, and they're doing well for themselves. Perhaps one day both Wyll and I will be able to return for good. Until then, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. With the man I love. But enough about me. What have you been doing?